What's up folks, Mike here at When It Watches. Welcome to the video. This is the second part in the Narrated series where we're taking a look at the progress of the reassembly of the Omega pocket watch movement. Now we're just cleaning out the barrel here using a jar of Renata essence, which is like a very strong degreasing type of fluid similar to alcohol or petroleum. But it's specifically designed for degreasing watch parts, and the barrel's just been cleaned out in this fluid in preparation for the mainspring to be fitted. So it's just laid out here on a bit of tissue, and I'm going to dry them off using my air compressor. Now admittedly not everybody has access to an air compressor, so one of those handy rubber blowers will work just as well, but I have a handheld blower here that's connected directly to a small Bambi compressor. So when fitting the mainspring to the barrel, I like to use a nice firm surface, so I quite often, if not nearly always, use this cast block when fitting mainsprings, as it gives me a nice sturdy flat surface to work against. So now just aligning up the mainspring to fit in the barrel. Notice that I'm using brass tweezers, and this way I'm less likely to cause damage to the mainspring. And you should always take care when fitting new mainsprings into the barrel. The amount of tension that they're under can cause serious damage to either your fingers or indeed other movement parts, and fly off into the distance, or indeed fly off into your face as well. So it's always worth making sure that the spring can't just fly out. So now we're going to add a little bit of lubrication to the inside where the barrel arbor is going to sit, and for this I'm using a medium kind of grease, something that's not too thick and sticky, and something that's going to provide plenty of slip for the arbor to turn inside of the barrel. Sometimes fitting the arbor can be quite tricky, so you might have to release the spring outwards a little bit, fit the barrel arbor, and then put the spring over on top of the barrel arbor itself, and sometimes that is actually much easier than trying to force the barrel arbor through the spring itself. So now we're just going to add a touch of lubrication to the barrel arbor once we've made sure that the hook is seated correctly. And we're using again brass tweezers to make sure that we don't damage the spring that's connected to the barrel arbor. And now just add a touch of grease to the top of the barrel arbor before we close it up and close the lid. So now, with the spring in place and everything lubed up on both sides of the arbor, the lid can go on. So I gently press it down with the brass tweezers before I finally close it, using the tweezers themselves and going around the outer edge to make sure everything is snapped in place. Now this barrel has actually previously been repaired because the hook on the inside of the barrel wall had broken, and somebody has fitted a small stainless steel screw to the outside of the barrel and then shaped it to form a hook on the inside. It's not an ideal repair, but it does the trick. Next we're going to take the escape wheel and the pallets out of the epilane. Using epilane on all movements, especially the escape wheel and pallets, is always good practice, because it helps to make sure that the lubrication that you apply to the pallets doesn't spread where you don't want it to, and it also helps the reliability of the movement long term as well. Again, I'm drying these parts off just using the handheld pen from the air compressor. It makes it very quick, and I can control the amount of air that comes out via a small button, and the air pressure is actually set on the compressor so that I don't actually damage any parts. So now we're going to remove the balance and balance cock from the main plate now that they come through the cleaner, so that we can lubricate them. Now ordinarily you would remove the jewels from the top setting using a staking or a jeweling tool, but it's not absolutely necessary on this particular pocket watch, because this is just a scrap watch that I'm using in order to practice this narrated series. So the screw is now loose on the side, and the balance cock can now be removed. Always taking great care when removing the balance, and placing it here on a silicone pad, because it's least likely to damage the balance pivots. However, in this case the balance pivots on this particular watch are slightly bent, so the outcome of the timing is not yet known until the watch is complete, and I have no intention of repairing this particular watch, as this is just the first narrated series that I've done. So now we need to loosen off the boot that's held onto the regulator, and this will allow us to release the hairspring from the balance cock and therefore lubricate the balance cock itself. Sometimes when loosening that little boot, it can be worth doing it on a harder surface so that it doesn't move about so much, but I'm quite used to using this silicone pad to do this job. So now we're going to clean off any excess grease or residue that might be stuck inside the balance cock, and we're going to soak it here in Renata Essence again for the second time, just to make sure there's no unwanted debris or grease stuck inside that balance cock before we lubricate it. Again, we're going to take it out and we're going to lay it on some tissue and use the air compressor pen again to blow away or dry out any of the excess essence that we don't want to be present. With the balance cock all dried out, we can now lubricating it using the automatic oiler pen. Again, as previously stated, you can actually remove the jewels and lubricate them by hand using hand tools, but for the purposes of making this slightly easier on myself, I'm going to use the automatic oiler that has a fluorescent based lubricant. And I'm just checking that lubricant now with a UV pen to make sure there's enough lubricant in the right place inside the balance cock. So that's the UV pen there, and as you can see, when we pass the UV pen over the lubricant, it actually glows, and that allows me to easily see and verify the correct application of lubrication to the balance cock. So now we're going to refit the balance, again taking great care not to damage the hairspring or the balance pivots. And it's always worth taking your time, never rush this stage, because it's the most crucial stage when fitting a balance, not to damage it, because they are extremely delicate. And whilst it does take many years of practice getting used to handling such delicate things, all it requires really is a certain degree of patience and making sure that your hands are on a relatively flat and firm surface. So we're just going to tighten down the stud in the cock, and then we can manipulate the hairspring back into the gap between the pin and the boot before we can tighten it down. Again, it's worth being really patient at this stage and not rushing too quickly, and end up damaging or bending the hairspring and creating a kink that you don't want. Keep full control of the driver that you're using when turning the boot, because they can very easily slip. I'm just double checking there, making sure that it's in the correct position. So now with the balance all correct, I just want to double check that it still spins quite nice and smooth. So we're going to refit it to the main plate, again taking great care not to snap or damage any of the pivots. And we're just going to gently put it in position and manipulate it until we know for sure that it is in the correct position, and then we can check for good rotation. Again, like most things in watchmaking, it does take a great deal of patience, and you will require a great deal of patience when working on such things. Even pocket watches, which are much more larger and forgiving, it is a patient game and not one that can be rushed. So always take your time, double check, triple check, quadruple check if necessary, to make sure that each stage is going correct. It never hurts to take your time. So we can see there that the balance is spinning freely, and the next stage of course will be the full reassembly. So be sure to come back and check for the next chapter in this narrated series, and hopefully I'll get that up pretty soon.